Lace up your skates, turn up the disco, and get ready to roll. This week, we're heading to Sweetwater with Roll Bounce.
Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies of the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we're revisiting Roll Bounce from 2005, the roller skating coming-of-age flick that gave us Bow Wow, a killer 70s soundtrack, and a showdown with Wesley Jonathan in full disco glory. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping. If you love the podcast and want to support us, here's a few ways that you can
buy us a cup of coffee on coffee.com. Every contribution helps to keep the Blockbuster vibes alive. Visit us at ko-fi.com/no more late fees.
Want more hot takes, deep dives, and behind the scenes fun? Join our Patreon for exclusive bonus episodes and perks at patreon.com/no more late fees. Want more hot takes, deep dives, and behind the scenes fun? Join our Patreon for exclusive bonus episodes.
Looking for nostalgic merch to add to your collection? Check out our Amazon store for curated picks inspired by the 90s and 2000s. Just head to amazon.com/shop/no more late fees podcast.
Woo, 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 woo. So excited. We're not alone this week. Joining us is our friend La, AKA BlackGirlMarvel from the Real Study podcast to help us celebrate the golden age of skating. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you on. And if you want to learn more about BlackGirlMarvel, make sure you check out this week's bonus episode where we go over our favorite roller rink jams. Tell us what Roll Bounce is about.
Set in the late 1970s on Chicago's South Side, Roll Bounce follows Xavier, a teenager who's grieving the loss of his mother and finding joy and identity at the roller rink with his crew. When their local rink closes, they're forced into rival territory at Sweetwater, where the friendships are tested, rivalries are sparked, and Xavier has to find his rhythm both on and off the floor. It stars Shad Bow Wow Moss, Chi McBride, Wesley Jonathan, Meagan Good, Kalita Smith, Jurnee Smollett, Brandon T. Jackson, Mike Epps, Charlie Murphy, and Nick Cannon. It was directed by Malcolm D. Lee, written by Norman Vance Jr., and you can currently watch it on Tubi. But before we start, let's get into our ratings rewind.
So you know the drill. Before we get into the movie, we will reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again,
The best would play on repeat,
5-day rental,
would watch again,
2-day rental,
okay, but nothing to write home about,
same-day rental,
like a broken lace or a fallen off wheel. It's trash.
Yeah, Charlie Murphy and Mike Epps will be right there to grab it. All right, we're going to start with you, Law.
My younger self, well, I was like 18 when this movie came out. So I would give it a 5-day rental. My bad. 5-day rental. Yeah. My 18-year-old self. Yeah.
Jackie?
I have never seen this movie before.
And I would say 5-day rental as well. This is one I actually got to watch with my dad, so I have a lot of his commentary.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel like Greg was big into the roller rink scene.
He just had a lot of commentary of it not being authentic to his experience of the 70s,
Okay.
at least.
That's fair.
Yeah. So the movie had a budget of $10 million.
Ooh.
And it made $17.5 million. And so we know this came out in 2005. And so I was surprised to find out that 10% of the movie's opening weekend gross was actually donated to the victims of Hurricane Katrina.
Oh,
I think
wow.
we just had, I think we just I don't want to say celebrated, but the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina just passed. It is very heartbreaking to like see some of the documentaries. And if you ever want to go on that side of TikTok and really dive into the accounts and stories from people who actually lived through it, even though we were experienced watching it, we still we have no idea how bad it was.
Facts. Yeah. Facts,
it breaks my heart to even hear some of the things that were happening that are still being revealed now. So I highly recommend people dive into that because I think it's relevant to like what's happening even right now. So with the weather and just the government, all that good stuff. Yeah. Lil Raj.
Oh no.
So Lil Raj gave the movie 3 out of 4 stars. And the way that he started his review was pretty interesting too. I was going to read it for all of us because, Lil Raj, it's hit or miss with that one. At first I was like, what is this? He said, film by film, the makers of Rollbounce have been creating a new world in American movies. This is a world in which Black people live in well-kept homes, have jobs, don't do drugs, don't have guns, aren't in gangs, don't call anybody bitch, and do not use a famous 12-letter word. It is sad that I need to write such a paragraph, but relevant. The dominant image of African Americans in the movies is of the lawless, the violent, and the drugged. This image does not represent the majority of Black people, but it works as subtle propaganda in the minds of audiences of all races. So he starts off with that, and then he kind of goes into the producers behind Rollbounce, who are Robert Tidell, I think that's how you say his name, and George Tillman Jr., who also made Soul Food, Men of Honor, Beauty Shop. So they've been, at that time, especially in the 2000s, they were behind a lot of Black films that were changing the scope of how people were viewing Black people in general, but Black movies after coming from the early 90s of a lot of gangster movies and hood classics, I guess you would call it. But so I thought, okay, I can take my foot off of Lil Raj's neck today.
Well, because he's from Chicago, so like he's familiar with like the Chicago area and the diversity that's there.
That's so true. You're right.
Yeah.
He says Rollbounce is not a great film, but it does a good job of doing exactly what it intends, showing a summer in the lives of ordinary teenagers and their parents and remembering the roller disco craze that preceded hip hop. It's based on fact. Chicago Black kids in the 1970s really did move between a neighborhood rink and a ritzier North Side rink, and it was kind of a territorial thing. The movie gets something else right and wrong. Xavier has a paper route, which is right, but he throws the wrong paper. So, All right. Thanks, Lil Raj. R.I.P.
Still not reading the 0 star he gave Baps, but I digress.
I'm just taking my pinky toe off his neck, not the whole film.
Yeah.
I just watched Baps recently and realized how much I love that film. I cried.
So
I was crying buckets. Such a good film.
It is. It's very underrated.
Well, before we get into the cast and crew, let's hear a message from our pod pals.
You've never seen anything like this before.
I actually like this movie.
Don't miss the greatest podcast ever sent over the internet.
You like music?
I do. Yeah, I do. I've heard of music.
A podcast that dares to do what no other podcast will do.
I can yell at Brian. How dare
Yell at
you
Brian.
have the emoticons? Like, how dare?
Do you have what it takes to listen to the real study?
Did it scare up you?
Do you have what it takes to listen to the real study?
Give me my address and you can follow me.
Chucky us out later.
Watch live Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific as this incredible live show and its amazing panelists dazzle, entertain, and astonish.
Well. So I know a lot of people confuse this movie and ATL because I think this came out 2005. ATL came out, I think, in 2006. And the premise is similar in some ways,
Yeah.
because
but the thing is, they just, I feel like it was a not Row Bounce, but the other film that you just said. I can't remember the name.
ATL.
There you go. My brain just died. I feel like ATL just had skating in it, whereas Row Bounce is about skating.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's just black people.
Yeah.
Just like it's
exactly. But it was interesting that it was said that T.I. was initially announced for a leading role. I don't know what happened, what the breakdown was. And I just kept thinking, like, T.I. is so old.
Who would he play? Because he ain't no Sweetness.
I don't know who. I'm guessing leading role would have been Xavier.
Xavier, that's what I was thinking. Because he got the fro like T.I. had and everything. Like, he kind of looks like he could have been. That could have been T.I.
But I just felt like he was so old at that point.
I wonder, because Shad didn't have to audition, he was approached for the role, so maybe they casted age around him.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
And just aged the roles down a little bit.
I think you're right. And I also think height as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying. I'm so mean to short men, but he is very short. So I was kind of surprised, like, when I was looking at all the guys, that they were all around the same height as him.
Yeah.
But also at one point, the studios considered casting either Omarion or Usher. Usher would have been so great.
Usher would have been amazing in this.
Yeah. Well, for the role of Sweetness. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Think about it. His whole persona when he first came out was very Sweetness. It was very like chest out, body rolls, and he used to take his pants off and stuff like that. Like he would have been perfect as Sweetness. Yeah.
I think that's a missed opportunity, even though Wesley Jonathan killed the fuck out of this role.
Absolutely.
I was like, Gary, is that you?
Oh man, what's so wild is how much everybody talks about this, that they get so confused from this movie because a lot of people didn't realize that Nick Cannon and Wesley Jonathan were two different people.
Yes.
Because they look so much alike. But I have to say, Nick Cannon looks horrible in this movie. And at one point, I was like, are your lips ashy? Or was it because he was kissing that girl? Like, I don't know. I was just like...
I don't know. I was looking at Wesley Jonathan's...
body, yes.
Yeah, that too. But his catalog of work. And he voiced Nick Cannon on Celebrity Deathmatch. And
That's hilarious.
Man... to go from Sweetness and then Nick Cannon plays like the skate renter to then you're voicing his claymation character on Celebrity Deathmatch. I was like, oh, Wesley.
No, but that was done on purpose though. I think that was hilarious.
Yeah,
they did it on purpose because they know that people confuse them.
Yes,
which is so crazy. I get it.
They do
still kind of crazy. They do look very similar. Very similar.
But I don't think Wesley Jonathan is as unhinged as Nick Cannon has become.
I would hope not. I hope not. I can't have them both be unhinged, okay?
Yeah. But he looks so fine as hell. That scene where he ripped his shirt off, I was like...
with the high-waisted pants.
Yeah, he was doing some things.
Yeah, he was.
Danielle and I showed up with almost the same background tonight.
That's funny.
I told her we could keep both because I did not mind looking at it.
Yeah.
But she ended up changing hers.
Yeah. I was like, let me give the boys some love. What were they called? Nice. What was their crew called? The Garden
Boys, I think, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. It was super nice to see Charlie Murphy again. Yes. R.I.P.
Yeah.
And
Mike
then
Epps doing Mike Epps.
Mike Epps just playing himself over and over again.
Honestly, the cast is quite stacked. It's a quite stacked. Like, because like even back then, like in 2005, like, okay, Bow Wow, no offense to Wesley Jonathan, but like his career never really quite went in the trajectory that it probably should have been, because he was actually a really good like child actor and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But like, it was the Mike Epps like of it, because his star was starting to rise like around this time. Bow Wow, and nobody really paid attention to anybody else. But if you look at that cast is like crazily stacked with like with like nominee award-winning actors now, and it's like, as an actor myself, it's just really cool to see that, to see kind of like you could start one way and then you can go another one, because Meagan Good is in Shazam. She's a superhero.
Yeah.
It was good to see Jurnee and Megan in a movie again. So I thought that was cute. And Megan always cracked me up because this movie came out in 2005 and
Believers from Eva. Okay.
Came out in 2003. So in 2003, you got my girl playing a grown adult married.
Yeah.
And then in 2005, you've got her playing a like
14-year-old,
15-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking with me, man.
Hey, she played both of them well.
I know. So it's always hard for me to figure out how old she is in real life.
Yeah.
Because she was doing that a lot during that time. Because I think Debs came out in 2005 as well.
Oh my God.
2004.
Yes. Oh gosh.
And she, again, grown as adult. So I'm like, okay. Actually, now I want to know how old Meagan Good is. Because
she's in her 40s, I believe. She's like 40.
I want to know how old she was when she made this movie. Because Bow Wow was...
She is 44. So she would have been 24. Yeah.
That's wild. And Bow Wow was like 14 in that when he made that movie. Yeah, I'm kind of grossed out.
I mean,
she was 24.
They just kissed. It wasn't crazy. They just kissed.
I'm not kissing a minor. I don't care how much you pay me.
Bow
Wow is 38. So 6. So Bow Wow was 18.
Oh, he was 18. Okay.
Okay. That's surprising. So,
well, shooting, he was probably 17.
17. Yeah. Okay. That's less icky, I guess.
I think he also plays young. And so, it kind of messes with your mind.
So maybe when he was auditioning, it, because movies take a while. So it was like maybe 14, 15 when he auditioned. And by the time it was starting. Okay. Oh, boy. But yeah, Meagan Good got them good genes.
She got them Bianca Lawson genes.
Yeah, for real. I just need her not to play with her face, because I know for a while we were trying to figure out if she had lightened her skin or she was doing something weird. Yeah. And I wish we could free her from the shackles of Jonathan Majors. Girl, be free. She just did a tattoo with his like handwriting on her rib cage that says Johnny's girl. Girl, be free.
She won't listen. She want that man. That's her choice. Let her have that man. She wants that man.
Oh my God. Nothing made me laugh harder than when he first came out and I loved him. Like it's just a tragedy that things went south the way they did. But I laughed so hard when someone said that he had a civil rights face.
Yeah.
I
said that's diabolical.
That is.
That's diabolical. It's diabolical. It's diabolical because it's accurate. So like it's accurate because he also has the build of men back then. Because like if you put him in like a Jackie Robinson story, he fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Put him in a nice little cap and he fits perfectly. Like, sorry, man.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess let's hop into it, Jackie.
Yeah. There's lots of skating, so I feel like but there surprisingly on first watch with my grown-up eyeballs, there is a surprisingly like a lot of really heartfelt subplots through this story too, where I thought it was going to be like a you got served or a step up, where it's just like how do we get to the next dance scene, but I enjoyed that it was not that. So we start out, we see Xavier, who goes by X, played by Shad Moss, Lil Bow Wow. And we meet his friends as they roller skate through the neighborhood. We meet Boo, Junior, Naps, and Mixed Mike. And
these names.
I felt uncomfy reading them. A lot. Well,
so Mixed Mike is played by Cleo Thomas, and he was our first on Holes. That was the first movie we got to do with him. And then you have the Naps, who's played by actor Rick Gonzalez, who is Puerto Rican. So they have like this whole scene of talking about him not having good hair because he's Puerto Rican, but he's Afro-Latino. So
you're right. Yeah.
So that it was ignorant, but accurate, very accurate in the Black community. And then Brandon T. Jackson as Junior. I thought it was so funny because there was a line when they meet the other crew, Sweetwater's crew, and they are talking about being the Cosby kids because they're talking about Fat Albert.
Yeah.
And I believe Brandon T. Jackson played in the Fat Albert. Yeah, in the Fat Albert movie. So I was like, that was funny to me.
Yeah.
But continue. Sorry.
You're good. And so we see them at the roller skating rink, and they're just like kikiing, having a good time, vibing, and then they find out that their local rink is closing. And now they don't have anywhere to skate. And they weren't terrible skaters. They weren't like Sweetwater level or Sweetness level skaters.
Sweetwater, yes.
But they attributed that a lot moving forward in the story to like having old skates or having to rent skates, and so kind of showing that they didn't have the money to pursue skating like Sweetness's crew did with the matching glitter pants.
Very true. But also I think they skated for fun and not for like
competition
and accuracy. Like they weren't clean.
But they were free.
They were free, yeah. But even at the end, I never felt like their group was on par with the other crew. Like I never
ended
thought
accurately.
it was, yeah, I never felt like it was a real thing that was gonna happen. But one thing I did learn was that Bow Wow actually is a pretty good skater, and he said in an interview that he never fell, and that right. I was like, come on, bruh.
Even ice skaters fall, and they do, and their whole thing is precision. So stop playing with me. Stop.
He said you can ask the director that he didn't fall, whatever, and that he was a really good skater.
He only fell on cue.
Yeah, apparently.
We also find out X lives with his widowed father. His mother had passed away the year before, and his little sister Sonia. And we can see his dad Curtis is trying to keep the kids together, but Sonia's hair is kind of always just half done or done to the best of his ability. And they're kind of left, like X watches Sonia a lot because dad is out. But the thing is they think their dad is still working, but in reality, he had been laid off. So he dresses up like he's going to work every day, but he's really pounding pavement trying to find another job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a common trope in a lot of films when it comes to like a spouse dying. Normally, interesting enough, is like normally it's always a father that can't really get it together. And then like the mother, I don't know, like the mother, if it's the mother that can't get it together, she's always like a drunk, or she turns to like some type of like sexual thing or something like that. Like she becomes like a prostitute or something. But in this, I love Chi McBride. I love him. I think he's a phenomenal actor. So kind of seeing him be like the uncle of the like set, probably. He's probably like the uncle of the set.
Yeah.
It kind of like, I feel like any scene he was in, it elevated beyond the movie itself. And I think that worked in the movie's favor, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because this movie really could have taken a turn of being really like kitschy and corny.
Yeah.
You know? But it did have a lot of heart, and I think
Bow Wow carried it, yeah.
Yeah, I think Bow Wow did a really good job, but he does say that she helped him a lot with this role, and that he was in a really dark space when this movie came about. Like he had a really hard time because he at the time was like transitioning in his career, and then him and JD were having fights. The producer, JD. And JD had left, I guess, the
So death.
Yeah, he left to go to a different
label.
Thank you. I
got
think
you.
of
Don't
words.
worry about it. That's the only this is
He
the
left
greatest
to
I've
go
been
to
all day.
he left to go to a different label, and he said so. Bao said that like really hurt him a lot, and he was really upset with him, and so like they didn't talk, and he was really angry. And I think either like right at the end of this movie or right after this movie is when him and JD were able to reconnect. Also, I think something was going on with like the Janet Jackson thing, like JD and Janet Jackson had broken up, and that really hurt Bow Wow a lot because he like loved them together and just
and he loved Janet too. He said she was
yeah.
like the nicest person
Yeah.
like
So
ever. So yeah.
he was going through a lot. And he said he was really feeling himself at this point, like ego really high about some stuff. So yeah. It was interesting to hear him talk about that.
Yeah.
So we then see the group find out about Sweetwater. We go in, and this is where we meet Nick Cannon's character, who just hands out skates, and he keeps giving. Who was it?
Naps. He gives naps.
Just
big
any
shoes,
size skate.
big skates, yeah.
And he's like, "Can't I just get a size 9, please?" So go ahead, Danielle.
At first, I thought he was doing it because he had interrupted him. Because literally, as you walk in the scene, he's got his leg lifted for some reason on the counter with roller skates, making out with this girl, but also like dry humping the air at the same time. It was a lot going on. And all Naps is like, can I just get some freaking skates? Which he always has to rent the skates. The other guys have their own skates. Especially X, who has his old beat up skates that his mom gave him.
Yeah. But then we find out later that Naps has a perfectly good pair of skates. They're just girl colored girl skates, and so he doesn't want to wear them out in public.
They have little daisies and hearts and stuff on them, and they were cute. I love them.
They were real cute.
Yeah,
but I mean, get on the flow, man. Skate up.
You gotta do what
better
you gotta
than
do.
Falling on your face.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Like, you wouldn't be falling or anything. Like,
yeah. So then we see kind of the introduction of the Sweetwater rollers, and it's just the most ridiculous. It's like the parting of the seas. And then he has Troy and Roy come out and introduce him.
First of all,
the showmanship, the greatest showman right there. That's it.
Seeing Paul Wesley.
Oh, yes.
Pre-Vampire Diaries with glitter pants.
Yeah.
And this like the slang that he's using, it is a lot. It's a lot. And it's funny because like obviously when you first watch the movie, he wasn't anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now like you're like, oh, Stefan, what are you doing here?
Not Stefan. That's hilarious.
Oh,
but yes,
man.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
But I will say he was the greatest hype man though. I said there's if I needed somebody to like get attention and pull me out amongst the people, I gotta go with Paul Wesley. Just saying.
And we have like girls fawning all over Sweetwater. He's dabbing his brow and then throwing the rag into the crowd.
Very James Brown.
Thank you. I was about to say it was giving the cape everything.
Yeah, it's giving James Brown on roller skates. That's all it is.
And would I be one of his little girls?
Yes,
hell yes. Hell yes, I would.
Yeah.
When Sonia, the little sister, like fall out fainted, I was like, this is the best acting in the whole movie.
And the way he did it too was like, and the look back that he doesn't just skate away. He looks back to watch her fall out, and he's like, yeah, still got it. I'm like, this is wild.
That's what the kids I think nowadays will call aura farming. That's just you know what I'm saying? That's the aura, you know.
He definitely has Riz for sure.
Absolutely.
All about
day.
the Riz. So now we see like the Sweetwater rollers, like really polished routine. And then X's group is just like, we could do that too.
You
Nah.
can't.
What up
When
there
they
looks
came,
stupid.
I was like, yo, I really don't remember them being this bad. Like, y'all.
That's why I was so confused at the beginning, because they were like, in the old Rink, they were like, I felt like they were portrayed as top tier, top echelon, like ruled the Rink. Then they come here, I'm like, y'all can't even y'all can't even do a conga line properly.
Right.
What is happening?
I think they were intimidated. I think that's pretty much just you kind of get there like we could do that, and you're just like, oh no, we can't. Not in their level, not yet.
They were getting the vapors from the chest as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It just didn't come out the same way. It came out in, in jitters and things.
Like, seriously though, how would you do what this man with the biggest afro out of all, like taking all their afros and his still outshines? You're wearing a gold outfit, like
with the V in the center.
Right. I would be intimidated as
sexy. Sexy. But also he made my little sister pass out. I don't think I'm gonna be skating right now.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Like you just gave my sister all this energy that passed and made her pass out. I don't think we gonna make it today.
I've been shaking up. I was like, girl, you better get the hell up.
You feel me?
You're embarrassing me. Get up.
Oh, we did miss a part before they go to the skating rink for the first time. I think he meets Tori, who is new on the block, played by Jurnee Smollett. And her mom likes to wear tight fitting clothing.
It's giving, was Mrs. Johnson from Friday?
Yes. Yeah. And I love in the scene later where the dad is complimenting her on her outfit. And he said, I like your cheetah print. And she said, cheetah? This is leopard. Cheetah is gaudy.
I think that was the neighbor, the neighbor lady that had it forced him to come to the party. But yeah,
listen,
I like that she corrected that.
Sniffing around my daddy. No, my mama passed away. I'm gonna need y'all to chill.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need y'all to chill on my dad while, like, you know what I'm saying, let him just focus on his family.
They're ready, and look, it's hard to find a good man, and
and they know he is too.
And men there's less population of them, so
true.
Well, and they probably thought, because he had a college degree, he was an engineer. And so they're like, oh man, like, good job, widower, like takes care of his kid, like,
I need to start going to funerals, y'all.
Girl, you feel me?
do not Chaz this approach, Danielle.
I'm about to get a newspaper tomorrow. Jeez.
The Wedding Crashers, we just did it, so yeah.
So Tori becomes a part of the group. She hangs around, and X befriends her. And then while we're at Sweetwater, we also are introduced to Naomi, who had moved out of the neighborhood. Is that correct?
I'm guessing so. Either way, like, she knew him growing up, and her mom and his mom, I guess, maybe were friends or something
like that. Yeah.
So she's known him for a long time. And like, as I love her scene of coming up to them, because, like, of course, if it's Meagan Good in the movie, they're sexualizing her. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah. But the boys are like going crazy because she's the hottest thing on wheels they've seen. And then all of a sudden she walks up to X and like hugs him, and the guys are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how does she know him? And it's weird because it's like he likes her, but he's so distracted and has so much on his mind that he's not even paying attention that this really hot girl likes him. Because I was like, Naomi, what are you doing? Like,
yeah. Like, why do we keep coming back to X? Like, you have caught the eye of sweetness. Like, come on, bro.
So if that's it, okay, so wait. So how old is X supposed to be? Like 14,
I think
15?
Like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Which means that everybody else, like Tori and Naomi, they got to be around the same age.
Yeah.
Of him. So how old is Sweetness?
We're not asking those questions.
We not. We not.
I know that's so hypocritical of me. I don't know. Like, honestly, we don't know. Like, they really don't tell us how old he is.
True. That's true.
He doesn't fall into grown man status, because then it would be super weird. Like, why are you skating with a bunch of teenagers?
So what is he, like 18? I'm gonna give him like
he looks
17,
like
8.
Yeah.
He a grown man for sure. But I'm gonna give him like 17, 18 if she's like 14, 15 or something like that. Or it's still gross, but I'm just saying, like, it's was 3 years, but 3 years in one way or another way can always be gross. But but that's a grown man, okay? Just saying.
It is. It was really ridiculous that he like grabbed her and had her. But it feels like those kids know her in the neighborhood. Like so like there seemed to be like they go to school together or something. So
I don't think it was,
yeah. But they never really give us context on that one.
So the group finds out that there's like this big competition coming up and with a cash prize. And so they're like, well, we can beat these, Sweetwater rollers. We just have to practice. And so then we get this montage of practicing in the street and doing all the things and doing creative choreography in order to be able to up the level to the Sweetwater crew. Around this time, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yes, there's a prize, but it always feels like it's just for fun. Like the kids aren't in dire straits. You know how a lot of times it's like, I need the money, or
like you got served.
We're gonna lose the house or something like that. I like that it's kind of just like a fun thing. It'd be nice to win the money, but if not, it's like we're all still cool. I thought that was
like
cool.
The problems are more internal than external. Like they're more like emotional issues and growing up. It's very much like a coming of age kind of storyline instead of it being like a coming of age with drugs. And somebody got in trouble with a bookie, and now we got to figure out how to make money.
And like we're losing our house. We need to raise money.
Yeah, my mom just died, so my he needs money. So the quickest way to get money is to sell drugs on the corner. Like it's always something like that. So yeah.
So in between them practicing and shoring up their routine for the roll battle, X is still internalizing a lot about the death of his mom. And we see kind of cutscenes of his dad going on job interviews, and it's like, well, it says engineer, but it's really a janitor. You don't want this job. And he finally turns around and he's like, can I still apply? Like he recognizes he needs something. At some point he sells like his beloved car, which then X sees later on a used car lot. But the dad is also trying to maintain the mom's car. So we see a lot of scenes where he's in the garage working on it. And at some point, Tori's mom comes over because the dad has dropped everyone off at the Sweetwater rink across town. And Tori's mom shows up and she's like pissed. She's like, you just dropped my kid off somewhere and stuff. And he's like, well, you can like, you know where she is. You know when she's going to be home. She's with a group of kids. Like,
also, they were about to take the bus.
Yeah.
So it was like, would you have preferred they be on the bus at night and stuff? Like all this stuff.
But still, like, she don't know who her kid is. I kind of feel her like this man, we just moved over here.
Yeah.
Like, and this man just take my kid somewhere and I don't know, like, I don't know, not nothing. I can get it. But also when you see that she's okay, just bring it down a notch.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she left a note. So here's the thing. Like, I feel like for that time period, especially Black neighborhoods were so community based, and it's just like, if so-and-so, if that parent told you something, it's not like now where only I can talk to my children. It was like anybody in the street saw you doing wrong, you were gonna get it, kind of thing. And the same thing with like everyone kind of taking care of everybody. So
I grew up in a neighborhood like that. Yeah.
So clearly his house is the house all the kids hang out at. So I could see him not really.
Oh, I don't blame him at all. I just understand her standpoint, because she's more so like, we're new. I don't know these people. I'm not in this community Yeah, like I'm
But her
here.
beef is with her daughter,
No,
not with this
absolutely.
man.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. But it's like I get it, but it's always written that way to get people together.
Yeah.
Like that like weird little angry meet cute, that you gotta have.
They definitely were giving enemies to lovers vibes.
Yeah.
But when he goes to that party, she realizes that he's a widow and she has some more empathy for him.
Hmm.
And she comes back with ice cream and does his daughter's hair, and like
Yeah.
they kind of build a bridge a little bit and
Yeah.
they become friends, which is nice.
But that's when she's like, I feel like that's her start of getting herself into the community.
Yeah.
Like seeing past like what she was probably used to seeing where
Yeah.
they were previously, to being like, okay, now we're here. My daughter has made a friend, like, with this, like, let me reach out a hand now, like that. I'm getting to know these people more. So there's just some depth to this movie. Like
there
my
really
older self was
is.
like, whoa, but okay.
Because then like it comes to light that Curtis has lost his job and he's been hiding it from X. And X feels like he's been emotionally abandoned by his dad. Like, you're not even paying attention that, like, I'm struggling. I'm having to take care of my little sister. And now you've just been pretending like you're going to work and not actually
where you could be spending time with me.
Right.
Or telling it also felt like he was being lied to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, X does take it out on his mom's car.
Yo,
And,
I'd have beat his ass.
Instead of Curtis, like, what?
I would have beat his ass. I know you're mad, but I ain't got no job. And I've been working on this car. Like, what are we talking? This could have been, I could have sold this car. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And he smashes it up real good, like with a baseball bat. But Curtis, like, you think he's going to go over and like yoke him up.
Yeah.
But he pulls him into a hug and like apologizes for not being there for X. And X is like, you don't even come see me skate. Like, it's the one thing I enjoy doing, and like you don't even give it the time.
And it reminds me of his mom. So it's just
Yeah.
it's like a twofold thing. So it's like felt like he's giving up on me. Like, he giving up on me. Mom's gone. She used to be on my side. Like, who do I have? Like, I'm taking care of my sister the best I can. Like,
Yeah.
And then add on just being like a teenager, pressures of just being a teenager, being cool all the time, and talking to kids, and then you go to another place and this adult man with no shirt just keeps like picking on you and your crew.
Just
like,
nipples out,
you feel me?
skating away.
Pointing away. Like, can I live? Can I live? Okay.
So the funny thing is when he got the role, like the first thing that they wanted him to do was this pivotal scene, right? To kind of put him on the spot to do it and for the emotion of it. And I remember seeing a video a while ago that she actually purposely didn't talk to Bow Wow and was like ignoring him on set, like did not engage with him until this scene so that Bow Wow could build up that anger. Because he was literally feeling aggression towards Chi in real life when that scene happened. And so when he hugs him, he's like, get off me. That kind of was real. Like all of that, because he kind of set him up for that because he knew it was going to be a very emotional scene and that this was a new range for Bow Wow for acting. So Bow Wow did say, Chi McBride, I gave all my credit to because he really helped me in getting to the second part. He had been asked by the interviewer about what helped him get into the mindset. He said he really helped me get to that point. I think I wouldn't have been able to really pull off this character if it wasn't for Chi. He really brought another side of me out that I thought I couldn't bring out, and I give him all the credit for that. Even to this day, I told Chi, even the next movie that I do, any other movies that I do, if I need help or anything, I'm going to make sure I call you up and fly you out so you can help me, can help out, because I mean, he really believed in me and thought that I couldn't. And I really thought that I couldn't pull off this role. I couldn't pull a lot of those intense scenes off because it's something I haven't done. I didn't practice them. And he just always told me, man, once you get behind the camera and once you feel it, you will be ready to go. And that's how I felt. Just super nice.
Yeah. That's good. Like for a more seasoned actor to give a younger one a leg up. Like, because when you're in scenes, like, you feed off the other person's energy, and if they don't give you the right energy, sometimes it's hard to kind of get yourself planted in that scene.
Yeah.
To give the work the way you need to give it. So, and a lot of seasoned actors don't care. So they'll just they'll just like figure it out. Like, so for him to recognize a younger actor, recognize the pivotal, like how big the scene should be, how it should be played, and to give him the tools he needed without even like being like, this is how you do it, this is the tools, this is like, he gave it to him without like forcing it on him. I think that's beautiful. I think that's great.
Yeah, that was so nice.
So, we missed the scene where the boys are all sitting around playing their video games. Dad comes home. It was right after he interviewed for the janitor position. He's like at his lowest low point, and like there's just bikes strewn all over the lawn. The way he like grabbed a bicycle with one hand and like tossed it, I was like, "Ooh, you got some strength in you."
And he's like 7 feet tall. Like that is a solid man. So yeah.
And then as he's walking up the steps, there's a skateboard on the top step. He steps on it, falls into the bushes. So he walks in, and all of the kids like immediately know like
it's over.
They're in fucking trouble. Like we got to get gone. And so he's kind of like targeting that. Like first it was, whose skateboard was this? And then everyone quickly leaves, but poor Mike is standing there and he's like, and I better have at least one Yoo-hoo left in the fridge. And Mike's standing there with a Yoo-hoo who hides it behind his back for some reason. And the way he goes, and who forgot your white boy?
The white boy. Like he literally goes kid by kid and drags every last one of them. For Boo had me cracking up because Boo, by the way, we all know him as Miles from Aisha. I forgot to say that when we were doing the beginning of all the characters. He tells him something and Boo goes, huh? He's like, I know you heard me with those big old ears. Like, just oh my God. Every last one of them, he drags those kids. And
I bet that was like every parent's like favorite scene when they went to go take their kid to see this or something like that. That was probably like their favorite scene. They probably want to say stuff like that to their kids all the time.
The line was, I know you heard me with them big old ears. I'm sure you hear the sun come up. I'm like, Jesus
he just
Christ.
added to it. It was like he hit the nail and then he slammed it down.
Yes.
Man.
So now is the night of the big skate off.
Ooh, yes.
we got our matching jackets, like athletic jackets. Letterman jackets. That's what the word I'm looking for. With embroidered with our names on them. We're going in. We're going to kick Sweetwater Rollers' asses. We all got on the appropriate skates and we're ready to go. So we also see a montage of all the different roller groups competing. So we have like the all girls group, and then we have the like wannabe ice dancers that are just on skates, roller skates. And so we go through all these groups and they're just like, okay, they can skate. Yeah. And then it's Sweetwater's turn and they turn it out. They are matching, they are in unison. The chest is on full display, like top tier roller dancing.
And they still the guys, the garden
song, right?
Song, yeah. So that was kind of fucked up. So they're like, what the hell are we gonna do?
That reminds me of Bring It On when they all had the same song.
It does.
And I don't understand, this scene went on a little too long where they're all like freaking out about the song.
Right.
Sorry. And half of them are like, let's just do the same song. It's fine. And then they have like this discussion that's not a discussion because they're like, how about this? Oh, no, we can't do that. But they're not saying the names of any songs. They're just like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this. And then they're like, aha, this one. And they all agree, but they've never said a song name out loud. And so we're like,
that might be, I don't know if it's like a rights thing or something. So it probably was just to make it ambiguous to not even worry about it later, I guess.
I felt like they were trying to build up a moment, but it just didn't work that well. Because I think it was one of those things where it's like, no, maybe we should do this, that. But then like the song you should have heard them, like the replacement song should have been a song where you was like, hey, this is the perfect like song.
Yeah.
And no offense to the song, it's still a great song. It's a classic song. But in 2005, no offense, nobody was like to Hollywood Swinging. Like nobody.
Yeah.
I love that song.
No. I'm not saying you like people wouldn't like it, but I don't think it was like globally big enough.
Yeah.
In like 2005 to be like the song that they do for their finales, you know, for their like finale song.
We needed something where like everyone collectively like was singing along.
Right, like if they recreated this now, the finale would be like a Huntrick song from like K-pop Demon Hunters or something like that. It would be like Golden or something that they came out to.
I don't know about that, but I mean,
I just mean like the popularity of it. Like, it would be something that's like globally recognized.
God, I'm trying to hide from that damn song every chance I get. The fact that this shit is on the radio, I'm just like, what is happening? But that's a whole other side conversation. I do think that like the reason they don't name songs and the reason that like we don't know what it's going to be is because they probably trying to figure out what rights to which songs they could get for the finale.
What could we afford?
Right. What can we afford? And so they might have, I don't know, like, because you know a lot of the movies they're dancing, but you don't know what song. Like,
right,
yes,
it's at the same song. Sometimes it's just them dancing.
So I just have a question: do you guys feel like the vibes of this movie felt authentic too? Because this is late 70s, almost skating into the 80s, or does it feel more like a 2005 version of the 70s / almost 80s? Does it feel authentic? Like, because I think a lot of movies get it right. Like Crooklyn, gets that time. Like, I feel like I'm in that time.
Well, I grew up in the late 80s. I didn't grow up like in this era. So I essentially grew up in the 90s for the most part. Like I have some 80s roots, but I pretty much grew up in the 90s. But if I'm going to compare it to like what you said, like a Crooklyn, I would say this felt more like 2005's version of what the late 80s felt like, because Crooklyn took me back. Like I felt immersed. Like I felt like that was history for a while. I'm like, that's what the 80s, like, you know, 70s like look like, you know. But I would say the adverse for Robounce.
Because when I look at like the clothes and the hair, like especially the wigs for the women, you know, for the men there was like a lot of froze, but now we're like late 70s getting into the 80s. I think froze are still a thing, but you know,
braids
hair
might be coming, like, or like perms or like
like waves, that kind of
waves,
stuff.
that stuff,
starts coming in. I have to like technically see if that's the case. But for the girls, what I was looking at, because hair, especially for Black people, really does tell the time that we're in. And so I was looking at some of the wigs, and I'm like, I don't even know if this is giving late 70s, early 80s. You know, it felt like somebody took some wigs from 2005 and said, well,
I'm sure they did.
So that I think is one of the things that I would critique about this film, is that it doesn't feel like the time period it's supposed to feel like.
Gotcha.
And so that always takes me out of the movie.
I would agree. Yeah.
What do you think, Jackie?
I think you're right. Like the hairstyle, it was kind of like 2005 wanting to tell a late 70s story, but they cared more about like the skating and kind of the story than they did like being period accurate. They're like, we're close enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like budget wise too, that could probably take a really big kicking that because I'm pretty sure Bow Wow wasn't cheap because he was like approached for this. So I'm pretty sure he wasn't cheap. Chi McBride is a well-known actor, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't cheap, you know. And I'm pretty sure a couple of them had like a little pull, but not too much. I would say maybe Jurnee and excuse me, Meagan Good might be like the only two that might be up closer to that because of their longevity in film. But I think budget probably played a lot in costuming.
Yeah, because I'm looking at pictures of 1978, and the hair was more of like not full fro, but very fluffy, like the big fluffy hair. I'm looking at Shaka Khan's picture right now. So yeah, I just feel
And
like
like the Farrah Fawcett, like
Yeah, it's more coiffed,
feathered.
more, like
yeah,
feathered.
Yeah.
even in the late 70s, it just was bigger hair. These wigs were
But
given
I mean, they
perm.
also like, I'm not like trying to down Chicago, but they're also like kind of like inner city Chicago and like they kind of move their own way. I mean, I'm not saying that nobody down there didn't have like that type of
Right.
hairstyle, but I think they kind of stay closer to the roots than like seemingly conforming to like the hairstyles that we had to kind of like conform to. It would kind of feel like just to get robots, just a
Yeah,
little drop, a little sprinkle
but
of
that's why I'm
something.
like, why is a lot of the black girls, their hair looked like perms or straight
Absolutely.
wigs,
They were
which
just like, yeah, y'all fine. Just come the way y'all are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that part just threw me
Yeah.
off. But yeah, you're right. Budget definitely
It
played.
felt like budget. And plus, what you hear behind the scenes on TV shows, movies about like black hairstyles and hairstylists and taking care of the hair. Sometimes they'll to save money, they probably let them do their own hair. Because all you had to do to tell the guys is grow your hair out.
Right. I just think on a black set they would have had. I
I would
think
have hoped, yeah.
I think that situation happens more when you're on white sets for sure. Because except a Tyler Perry production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Epps' hair in this, I was like, are we getting like the Brink hairstylist in here for you? Because it was
That was
not great.
that was I feel like a wig. I don't know.
Yeah, like it was. I was like, I don't know. I
They
was
was like, hey, it worked in 2005.
Yeah. So now we're at the competition.
Yeah, so they've secretly chosen a song. I couldn't even tell you what song it was.
Well, Hollywood Boogie.
Hollywood Swinging.
Yeah,
Thank
Hollywood
you.
Swinging. Thank you.
No problem.
And in this scene, it's cute. They're doing a good they're doing a good job.
How you really feel?
It's cute. I mean,
I just like give me a Flippy or something to stand out
Yeah.
from the Sweetwater chest. Like you need to up your level if you're
Yeah.
going to compete with these super polished guys that seem to live at the rink.
right. I feel like the audience though really were on their side and
Mhm.
felt the soul and funk of it for them. Like maybe it being less polished but more of like the culture was in
heart.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but to say that they
Tied.
I was with Sweetness. Like, what you mean we tied?
What do you mean, Wayne Brady? Why are we
Right.
tying?
Right. Wayne Brady coming out of nowhere with that horrible wig. Diabolical.
God, yeah.
Didn't see
Yeah.
it coming.
And the amount of like jive talking he does as the
Oh my
Oh,
God,
God.
yeah.
And the lady that comes out to bring the trophy, she was stacked. Like,
Yes.
when she came out, people were like, oh, damn.
They had her, listen, they had her for one day and they had to make sure that they used her well, okay? Because she said, this is not my only gig. I am busy.
And yes. So then it's decided to, okay.
Yeah. No, you can do it.
No, I was going to say they do a tiebreaker. Now it's Sweetness versus X.
The
And I was
showdown
like,
we all wanted to see from the
but
beginning.
did we? Because my God, I was like, he like them against each other. It looked like you competing with a child.
It was like a heavyweight versus a lightweight. Y'all not in the same
Yeah.
class,
It was
baby.
very much a David and Goliath situation
Yeah,
here.
y'all not in the same class, baby. Like, what are y'all?
And like, I'm sorry, X, but just let Sweetwater or Sweetness dance. Like, buddy, I know you're trying real hard.
Buddy,
You're doing lots of
no.
like tippy toes and stuff. you're trying to pull out like this ice dancer routine, and it's just not going to go your way.
That's so funny. Calling somebody buddy is diabolical because it's such a bless your heart type of thing, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
You're trying real hard. Good job.
At least you
Because
tried.
there is a scene where X is at the rink and he sees this guy who's constantly trying to get this like routine where he's doing some sort of ice skating.
I'm about to say that spin, right?
That
like
spin.
Yeah.
And so X says, I don't know why he doing all that falling, like almost like he's above, to that. And I loved that is the only good thing that Nick Cannon does in the movie, where he's like, falling. If you don't know how to fall, how do you know what it feels like to get back up? Which is such a great metaphor for life in general. And I think so many of us in life have not done the things that we want to do because we're afraid of how we're going to be perceived or being embarrassed or whatever. And I think it's 10 times worse for kids of this age now.
Absolutely.
Because of the internet and how long things really truly live. Like when we were growing up, if we fucked up, you might have a neighborhood name or something like that, but eventually it's going to die down. It's not going to follow you forever.
Right.
But like now on the internet,
you're immortalized.
Right.
Yeah.
And I even think that could be attributed to us content creating, right? Like
absolutely.
You really get in your head about, is this going to make me look stupid and stuff like that. So I really did like this scene, that, if you're not trying, then what's the point of all of this?
No facts. No facts.
He could have practiced though. He could have been like the first go round was in front of
yes.
I feel like he was practicing though. They show him in the cul-de-sac. They don't show us him doing the spin, but you see him when he's about to go do the routine. He like dabs up the original guy, and I feel like they must have had a conversation, or he must have seen him practicing on like off days. So I'm imagining that he was practicing.
Yeah, I would think, because like usually I get into debates with people like this online, and I was like, because if they see an episode or see something new in a show, they'll be like, well, they never established this beforehand. I was like, if this is supposed to be real life within the context of this show, then that means that like every day they go through something like this, or every, what I'm saying? If it's like a charm type of show, like every day they vanquish demons. There's going to be a demon you don't see because their life keeps moving, even if it's not Thursday night at 8:00.
Right.
This chunk of their life. So I kind of like look at movies and TV shows like that. Like even if I can't see it, if they show me them rehearsing once or twice, that means they've been consistently rehearsing somewhere, that they just can't show us every scene that they are like rehearsing. But I just like the realistic part of it. Some people are going to be better than you. That doesn't mean you don't try. That doesn't mean you don't like get into the fray with everybody. But I love that this was like a bring it on moment. They lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that so much because Sweetness and his crew are 1,000 times better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
if they would have lost,
like, I believe you have my trophy.
All over again. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
But I think what's great is that Sweetness doesn't just come and like shit on them after. He looks at, because like for a moment when the camera pans to him, he looks legit worried. Like he looks scared. Like, give this man a little bit more time and yes, he will be on my level. And so he has respect for Xavier after that. Like, and I like that too.
Me too. Because it's the growth of the bully, essentially. Of like, the bully always had to have a little growth to be like, you know what? Maybe you're not a bad human being if I just gave you a chance anyway. Like, so it's always nice to have that like small arc for, even though there's nothing in between the first time we meet you to now that suggests that you should be any nicer just because we skated. But that arc of being like, you know what? I was wrong. And
it was for the love of the skate. And we also see Dad shows up to the competition with Tori's mom and little sister in tow. And then afterwards, X goes and apologizes to Naomi. And
when I tell you I was pissed, Jackie. Because he has this realization all of a sudden because him and his dad like work out their shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he tears up the car, leaves, and then his dad buys some new skates and they have a conversation. His dad apologizes, right? So he goes to Naomi's house, who, by the way, saw him at the skating rink and's been trying hard to get homie to take her to the movies or do something together. And
Mm-hmm.
he snaps at her for no fucking reason,
Mm-hmm.
comes to her house and is acting like everything cool. Like, let's go out, let's do this. You need to say sorry
Mm-hmm.
at the bare minimum for being so mean to me. And he doesn't. And when she tries to call him out for accountability's sake, this dude pulls the let me kiss you to shut you up thing.
Yeah.
That's such a trope I hate. I hate. Do not shut me up with a kiss.
Yeah, because that
Because
will
guess
make me
what?
angrier.
Because guess what? Mwah. So what I was about to say, what you don't do to me anymore.
Right. So
What?
I hated that it's like that she has to go back inside and she's so mesmerized by this dry ass kiss. I was like, yo, not cool. But he does eventually apologize, but I felt like that should have happened first.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because he does pay her dust again at the rolling rink because Sweetness pulls her on his lap. He sees it. He gets like irritated. And then she's trying to wave him down and he ain't even paying attention. I was like, girl.
It's like, man, save me from this man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, lessons were learned. There was growth all around. Maybe not X learning to apologize, but his relationship with his dad seems to be on the mend.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we missed was Tori got her braces off and had
Oh
her,
yeah, her little glow
big,
up moment.
oh yeah, her
Yeah.
yes, her glow up moment.
Her she's all that moment. Oh,
Yes,
and she took the
her
glasses
hair
off.
is done. She's in a
She
cute
looks-
little outfit.
Yeah.
She looks great, and I love
Yes.
that she's like, I love ugly boys. That's why I hang out with y'all. Crack me the fuck up.
That's such a honestly, I feel like that's such a Jurnee Smollett like line because like when she was a little kid, like on Full House, she was always very sassy. They always made her sassy, and that's like a line that I feel like she would say.
I love her.
Like in any iteration of her in any character would say that.
Yes.
So when
Well,
Xavier's laid out, like
yeah.
they all are saying, like, get up, are you okay? So there's like some scenes there, but yeah,
For the
I
most
loved
part,
hard things. Yeah.
Yeah. That is roll bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll bounce.
I love the end where you could see all of them like skating and
Yeah, just go back to being kids and having fun.
Mhm.
yeah, just the cast and stuff and at the end as the rolling credits. I miss that kind of stuff. We don't really get to see
Yeah.
those fun extras anymore on movies. Okay, do we have any more fun facts?
I gotta bring that back.
Wesley Jonathan's skating scenes required professional doubles for the flashiest moves, but his charisma sold every frame.
Yeah, I think rewatching it, I realized how many scenes are just a feet
Yeah.
and then the top, but never like full.
Yeah.
And like what was the wide shot of just shooting from the waist of Wesley from the waist up? Was he just standing there and like moving at the hips?
Yeah,
Was he doing a
probably.
little jig? Like I want to see behind the scenes of what that looked like.
Let's get the making of roll bounce. Let's
Yes.
just find that.
Well, Bow Wow said that he really loved working with the cast. He loved everybody on the cast and he became pretty close with all the guys in his crew, but especially became really close with Cleo Thomas and Rick Gonzalez. But he became so close with Cleo that he took him on tour, his Scream 4 tour. I think he took him on multiple tours. I may be incorrect, but there are clips that you could see of Cleo on tour with
on
Bow Wow.
stage and everything too. Yeah.
And then recently, like this year, I think they reunited after all this time and Cleo came on stage with them. And Cleo's like a great hype man and I think he does some rap himself.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
raps
streamer.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen those clips, I would definitely look them up on YouTube.
He's a cosplayer too. He cosplays
Yeah.
like
Yes.
crazy too. Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So before we get into the ratings, don't forget, check us out at No More Late Fees on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Threads, and Blue Sky if you have any commentary. And La, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social?
Sweet. You can find me on all social media. I'm also on Blue Sky too. I don't really use it, but I am over there if you want to talk to me, if that's where your preferred method. Whatever your preferred method is, I have it. If I don't have it, join my Discord and tell me to get it. It's just that simple, but I am BlackGirlMarvel on everything.
All right. So let's start with you, La. What is your today rating after rewatching the movie?
My today rating would be same day rental.
Oh wow.
I'm outside the game now. It's
Drop
I
from
mean,
the drop
yeah.
from fall from grace. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's not for me anymore.
Jackie, after finally watching the movie, how do you feel now?
I'm giving it a 5-day rental. It was fun. I could
love
see
it.
myself like putting it on in the background, or like if I can't find anything else to watch, like it was totally enjoyable, totally watchable.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I meant 2-day rental. My apologies.
Okay.
No worries.
I got them mixed up. My bad. I got them mixed up.
I'm gonna say 5-day rental. It doesn't change. Like I felt I love a coming of age movie, and I especially love a coming of age movie that's set in a different time period for some reason. Yeah, I really thought it was cute. I laughed out loud quite a few times, so I'm not mad at it. 5-day rental.
I respect it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you have anything to add to the conversation, please hit us up at our quick drop 909-601-6653. You can also text into that number. You can twat us at the Twitters, hem us at the Threads, butterfly in the sky at Blue Sky, and you could be featured on a future episode.
So our special birthday shout out is for our friend Shannon.
Holla!
Our
Our
text
hype woman, our ride or die.
straight shooter.
Yes. Will join me in just giving Danielle shit for no reason. Love you, Shannon. Thanks for always supporting us.
Love you so much, Shannon. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Your favorite
to
holiday
ya.
the whole year. And next week, we're right down rooting for the underdog with Angus. Very excited about this one because in my mind, in a parallel universe, my other version, in the multiverse, Jackie did love this movie, but in this universe, she's never seen it. So it's going to be very interesting.
And thank you so much, La, for joining us. It was such a blast, and we hope that you'll join us back next season. But
absolutely. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. This was a blast.
I
love the format of your show. I just want to let you know that I think it's like super fun. It keeps it fresh.
Oh,
and so yeah, I think that's very cool. So yeah. Can't wait to be back if if I'm permitted.
Of course, yes.
And as always, be kind and rewind.